Yo, yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Hip Hop Gamer. All I gotta say is this: WWE All Stars, man. If you guys didn't pick this up, I definitely recommend it. It's it's an incredible game. It's very fun. Only got one little issue with it, like just one little issue. Other than that, everything about the game is really great. Like it's good to see that they was able to take, you know, a game like NBA Jam, because the person that created WWE All Stars was the original guy that did NBA Jam, and you take a game like NBA Jam with the basketball player and exaggerate it, and to take that same notion and put it into the world of wrestling and be able to pull it off too, first time out like that joint is incredible. Like, I haven't seen nothing like that since back in the days with the WrestleMania joint. You remember when you punch Yokozuna and turkeys come out his body? All that. I know you guys remember WrestleMania, the arcade joint. Had Doink the Clown, all that crazy stuff. That was game. We was gaming back then, man. It was crazy. So to see this game in this day and age like this is truly amazing. Like, you guys is gonna have so much fun playing this game. And even if you are or you aren't a wrestling fan, with this particular game, it doesn't even matter, because we all love kicking ass, don't we? This game definitely does that, and it shows it in such a great arcadey kind of way. So it's amazing. So before we get into the deep detail of the review, let's check out this clip, then you'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah, we back and we getting it in, man. First of all, we're going to start out with the graphics, okay? Now, graphically, the game looks really good. Don't get me wrong. It looks really good and over the top and exaggerated. So it does look good. Like, for what it is, it really does. So that's one thing. But I want to get into a few more details regarding the graphics. Facial expressions. Like, surprisingly, especially when you pick The Rock, seriously? Like, you're going to see The Rock doing the eyebrow all day, and it looks so authentic. You feel me? And that's one thing that stands out about the graphics, the actual facial expressions on the characters. Like, Hulk Hogan, when you see him do this, and you see him look around, you see his eyes moving, it comes to life, man. Seriously, it comes to life. You're going to love it. Especially, like, hardcore wrestling fans, you're going to lose your mind, kid. So, that's one thing about the graphics that I really like. The way they capture the facial expressions, they nailed it big time, so that's really good. The next thing is the actual animation. This thing actually surprised me how good the animation was, considering this isn't a simulation, it's an arcade game. But, I mean, every move that they do, it's like, and you feel it. It's like, if you Andre the Giant in the moves that he do, it's not only do he do them, but he do them like Andre the Giant do them. And in an arcade game, to see that, I think that's a great accomplishment. You feel me? So, when you see Ultimate Warrior running down and shaking the rope, and then boom, and just everything is just crazy. When the Hulk Hogan bring the leg drop, you see him jump in the air like this. You see the leg out, bow. It's just the animation. That's what really brings this game to life. Especially when you can string attacks together, from strike to grapple to this to that. Seeing that animation, like that fluidity is astounding, yo. Seriously. So that's one thing that I really love about the game, how smooth it looks and the way they capture everything in terms of the animation. It makes you feel like you're in a real wrestling match, just exaggerated. So they did a great job on that aspect. Another thing is the environment. Yeah, the environment definitely needs work. And the reason why is because if you look at the crowd, they look fake. Like, it looks, I mean, fake. Like, it don't even really look all of that to me, in my opinion, you know. And then this, you know, I know it's an arcade title, but the fact that it is an arcade title, you would want to see more exaggerated stuff, even in the environments. And you don't see that. It's like when there's an Extreme Rules match, yeah, you got your weapons in the trash can right there. But other than that, everything else is empty. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to go in the back, suplex you off like the top rail or something like that. There's supposed to be extra things I can do, not just in the ring, but outside the ring as well. So the presence, like in terms of the environment, feels very, very empty. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel needs work. From a graphical standpoint and a action standpoint, it's very empty. Like, I mean, I should be able to go in the crowd and do some sick moves and do some crazy stuff. You can't even, there's a lot of things you just can't do. You know what I'm saying? And I feel that, I know it's a new IP, but considering the technology that you're working on with the PS3 and 360, I mean, come on. It's an arcade title. I feel that the environment should play a big part when it comes to the action, and it doesn't. So that's one of the things that I feel that needs work. Even though that's a graphical situation, it also comes in part of gameplay as well. But graphically, the environment, it looks very bland. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my personal opinion right there. And you'll notice that when you get the game. Because the game is still worth buying, don't get me wrong. But, you know, it's not perfect. You feel me? So that's the graphics right there. Now we're moving on to the gameplay. Now the gameplay is great. I'm going to tell you this. One of the best things about this gameplay is the actual reversals in the game, because it's not as easy to reverse. So when you do reverse, it's not real hard, but it's not extremely easy. It's perfectly balanced, and when you do get a reversal, you feel good about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that right there is amazing, because when you play in a game and there's constant reversals, then it's like you're not doing anything but reversals, and it gets boring and it gets repetitive. You know what I'm saying? So to see this game like create such a good balance between reversals actually made it that much more fun to play from a gameplay standpoint. So that was excellent right there. The next thing is that this game has a deep combat system actually. For an arcade title, it has a very interesting fighting game mechanic, so to speak, to the combat system. So you could do different, you could string combos of strikes, then grapples, and then if you get a person down and you see like the red lining over their body, it lets you know that they're extra damaged. So you can get them down on the ground, pick them up, do another combo, pick them up, do this. It's crazy, like, to see that there's a fighting game system in a wrestling game. Even though you're fighting in a wrestling game, but it's still wrestling. So the way they put that together, they did it so well and unique. Like, you could tell the talent behind this game was truly expressed when it came to the gameplay. You feel me? So that makes this game so much more fun, and it makes you want to pick different characters. It makes you want to play with every single character just to be able to see what you can pull off from combos and fighting attacks and everything. So that to me made me really love this game. From a gameplay standpoint, I mean, top notch, kid. Seriously. So I love that. The next thing is that, well, before I leave that, it's actually easy to catch on to. Like, the combos and the fighting game mechanic is actually easy to catch on to. So I think that's going to be very appealing to any of you that go out and purchase the game. You're not going to feel distant. Like, the moment you pick it up and start playing it, you know, get a few games in, you're good. You are good after that, seriously. You know, so that's something that I really enjoy. The next thing is the special moves. Now, this right here set it off, son, for real. The cool thing I like about this game is that you got your signature moves in one bar, and you got your finishing move in another. So that's great, because we could be going at it, fighting, I get my star. The moment you get your star, one of your signature moves is unlocked, and you choose which one you want to use. So you hit triangle, or circle at the same time, or square and X at the same time, and does different signature moves. So what's cool about it is that you got to be real strategic in order to catch your opponent, because your opponent could be on the ground, but as soon as they get up, you can try to reach them, but they may hit you with a quick strike, and then you lose your start. So you gotta, like, the best way to catch them is when they laying down and they got the red lining over their body representing bad damage, and then when they getting up, you just grab them. And when you grab them, you're gonna be amazed, because then you're gonna see the Matrix effect. When you see the Matrix effect in this game, I'm gonna tell you right now, I think it's John Cena. You pick him up like this, and then you jump up in the air like, ooh, bam, lay him on his face, and his whole body pop right back up. Then you pop back. Yo. The game is crazy. Like, it's so much fun, man. It's like, yo, you gotta pick it up. Seriously, you gotta pick it up. So the special moves in the game is great. And then when you want to do your finisher, you hold L1 and R1 at the same time. And what's so cool about it, especially when you're Hulk Hogan, once they on the ground already, you don't gotta wait for them to get up and grab. They on the ground, and you already know what's coming. The big leg drop, and when he does that, it's over. And one thing I like about this game, especially with the special moves and stuff, when you do them, you felt like you did it. Like, you felt like you accomplished something because of the extra special effects and intensity they added behind the moves. It's powerful, man. Seriously. So you're definitely gonna love this game. The next thing I wanted to say is the Matrix effects are that insane. Like, I know I said it before, but when you guys experience it, and then when you experience it with different characters looking at different moves, it's like, yo, it never gets old. Like, you would want to do the move, like, you could be ready to pin somebody, you know what I'm saying, and you'll, like, get up out of the pin just to do another Matrix move, just to, like, put the cap on it, you know what I'm saying. That's how great the game is. So you're definitely going to love that aspect of it in terms of the intensity. The next thing I want to talk about is the sound. Now, the sound is okay. Sounds okay. You got nice crowd chants. That's one thing. The crowd does get involved, and that brings the atmosphere alive. So you got some nice crowd chants. Also, but the commentary is kind of mediocre. I mean, it's what you would expect, but at the same time, we shouldn't expect that. Like, we should expect more. You know. So I understand this is the first time out, and for the first try, it's decent. But it's a lot of work that needs to be done in the commentary area, because you want that live TV broadcast feel when you playing wrestling or just sports games in general. You want that feel, because then you get that much more lost in the game, in the action that's happening. You see what I'm saying? And that's a great selling point. And they definitely need to work on that. So right now it's mediocre. The next thing is the action, like in terms of the sound effects of the overall action, incredible. You're going to be playing this game a lot. Straight up, that's all I got to say. The action in this game, the sound effects from it is incredible. When you slam somebody seriously on the mat, it's like pow, pat, pat, pow. Yeah, definitely sound system worthy, yo. Seriously. The next thing is the intro music. This is probably the worst part of the game. The intro music is weak. Like, it's, you can tell that whatever they did was dated, however they captured the sound, but the intro music, it's like, it doesn't feel strong to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like when that's the main part you wait for. Like, when you hear that music, like when you hear Ultimate Warrior come out, dun 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 dun, it's supposed to knock, yo. Even with a surround system, it still feels a tad weak. You know, so to